What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the third live stream of 2022. My name is Tyler, but first of all, before we get into today's show a little bit further, we first need to see those 5x5s in the chat. Again, that means we look good and we sound good. I was waiting for those confirmations, as last minute things were looking a little bit iffy. As always, as you heard from last week's program, some of the videos were a little bit stagnant. But anyhow, welcome to the show. My name is Tyler again. I'm better yet known as the Cruise Junkie. This is the Cruise Junkie Live. Basically a show where we run down the cruise news. Again, this is the first time doing it in 2022. And this is actually the first time we've done it in a long time. We're going to do the show this week as we have no guest plans, just due to the amount of cases going around and all that good stuff. Plus just the amount of scheduling, timing it takes to get those up. But it's going to be a solo show today. We're going to get through it. We're going to do the show. We're going to cover the cruise news. Again, looks like we have some of those 5x5s rolling into the chat. Again, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate our moderators, our blue crew there. But yeah, without further ado, again, we're going to run this show. It's going to be around 45 minutes of pure cruise chat as we run through the biggest stories of the week. Plus, we're going to talk about some new builds. 12 ships coming to an American-based cruise line. One cruise line that sails out of the U.S. is gone. And it's not because they had too many cases on board. It's because of bankruptcy. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's go ahead and say we sail into some news. Alrighty, folks, as you can see here, we are here with the news now, and we have lots of stories to get to. We're first going to get to Carnival for this week. Carnival had basically no shortage of news this week. A lot of ships, of course, back sailing, and again, really a lot of really big news. But the biggest news of the whole entire week for Carnival was that the Carnival Horizon has returned to the port of Miami. Following an unexpected dry dock, basically an emergency dry dock because the ship was having propulsion issues. So again, the Carnival Horizon is back in her home port of Miami, Florida, after 1 month in dry dock, having its propulsion systems repaired. And again, the ship did arrive on Wednesday, ahead of its first cruise back, departing this weekend around Saturday or Sunday. Again, Carnival Horizon does the 6 and 8 nights Western and Eastern Caribbean cruises. And again, in November of 2021, if you guys aren't familiar, Carnival reached out to book passengers, informing that the cruises on board the Carnival Horizon were canceled for the next few weeks, as the ship had to go to dry dock to get that propulsion fixed. Of course, this is a Vista class trend, as every single Vista class ship had propulsion issues. Of course, you remember the Carnival Vista, they had to bring the see if I get the visuals up on the screen right now. They had to bring this big ship right here, bring it in, put the Vista in it in the Bahamas, because they didn't want to send the ship all the way over to Europe to go to dry dock. And again, they basically lifted the Vista out of the water and moved it all the way up. And then they had this, again, it was on a floating dry dock, basically, to fix the propellers. A truly marvel of engineering in that video right there. But the Carnival Horizon, this time they did not send the ship to come out to the Bahamas to get it fixed. They actually sent it all the way over to Cadiz, Spain, to get it fixed. Also in dry dock, the Carnival Horizon did feature its brand new livery, which of course debuted on the Carnival Mardi Gras earlier in 2021. Again, the Carnival Horizon got this new livery, and it looks stunning, right? Again, I'm really loving this livery on every class of ships, even down to the fantasy class. Like here at Carnival, we had the Carnival Paradise in here for a ship call. Don't know the exact reason. We believe it was either vaccinations, but we believe actually it could be as a quarantine ship, but that's unconfirmed. So we'll just say vaccinations because the hours fit those requirements. But again, the Carnival Horizon got this brand new livery, which is just absolutely stunning for Carnival. I'm really impressed with Carnival with this new livery with all the ships. However, when it did arrive into the port of Miami, of course, the cruise drone spotters, the cruise spotter, follow him on Instagram. Fantastic work. He was actually there to ship spot the arrival with his Mavic 3, and he did some nice panning around the ship. And unfortunately, when he got to the starboard side of the ship, well, the paint was chipped. That is right. It was chipped. Someone messed up somewhere during the transatlantic crossing, and the paint got chipped on board the new ship. So very unfortunate, but I'm sure Carnival's crew shoreside was immediately there when the ship docked in Miami on Wednesday, and immediately got those paintbrushes out and started painting those mistakes in the new livery on the bow of the Horizon. So again, this ship will be resumed sailings this weekend. And again, instead of canceling most of these sailings, because the Carnival Horizon was originally canceled just for December the 5th and the 11th sailing, however, Carnival learned that they need more time to take the ship to dry dock. They decided to immediately bring the Carnival Sunshine and Carnival Liberty back into service earlier than planned. Again, those ships would resume Carnival Horizon scheduled voyages. And again, this was basically bringing those two ships online was basically so that those ships have the same capacity around combined to feature as Horizon. So again, some guests weren't very happy that they had to move it. And again, Carnival did offer a full refund to the guests who did not want to go on the cruise because they didn't want to sail on the Liberty or the Sunshine. And again, a good thing about Carnival bringing the Liberty and the Sunshine back earlier is that means that the Liberty will be resuming sailing out of Port Canaveral earlier this month. Beginning this weekend, actually, on Monday, the Carnival Liberty will return to service from Port Canaveral, marking Carnival's return of the 3 and 4 night cruises here from the Space Coast, which is great to see because here's the deal: going to the port on Fridays and Mondays have been very boring because all you would see is the independence of the seas and the Disney Dream. But with 3 ships, it's going to be making it even more worth it to go over there on Fridays. So expect some more Friday ship spotting coming up again in 2022. As one of our focuses on the channel this year is a lot more ship spotting content, a lot more different ship spotting content. Again, a lot more visuals, so expect that coming out later this year. But other than that, again, that is the news for Carnival this week. But other than that, again, it was very, very empty for the Carnival Corporation this week. Alrighty, so now we're going to sail all the way over to Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is, of course, the world's leading cruise line in terms of berth numbers, of course, with the biggest cruise ships in the world, featuring the Wonder of the Seas, which is the brand new ship. So we're going to talk about this one. Again, they have released this week a brand new restaurant on board, and I have an interesting take on this restaurant because it's very weird of what this restaurant is, because they already have a restaurant that's already in this genre already on another Oasis class ship. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But again, Royal Caribbean's new cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas, will feature 20 plus restaurants, which is it's very just amazing. 20 plus restaurants on this cruise ship. I mean, goodness gracious, you can even go on a 14-night cruise. You can do basically 7 nights, and you go to a new restaurant every day, and you still wouldn't be able to go through all 20 restaurants in the 14-night sailing, right? And again, that's counting that you've done 2 restaurants a day. You do the Windjammer for breakfast every day, so that's pretty much 1 restaurant a day. But maybe you do a different restaurant for lunch or something. You're still not going to really get through the 20 restaurants unless you do one for a new restaurant every meal, which that's next to impossible because the hours and all that good stuff. But again, Royal Caribbean has offered some brand new restaurants on board, of course, with the 20, some brand new ones. So this is the biggest and the newest restaurants they have released. Again, we'll get to the one that the new restaurant they released this week. But some of the restaurants and bars are on board with, again, this is a brand new concept. It's called The View, and it's not spelled VIEW as in view, panoramic view. It's actually spelled the VUE. And again, The View is a brand new cantilevered bar that offers panoramic ocean views by day, and after sunset shines bright with a color mosaic overhead canopy. So again, this is basically, to my knowledge, is going to be above the suite area. So basically, again, if you guys are familiar, the Windjammer on Royal Caribbean, past Royal Caribbean ships, I should say, was above the this pool deck, right? So I believe on the Wonder, it's actually going to be below the pool deck. Again, this is a very interesting move, and again, I think it's a cool move, right? Because here's the deal: it does make the getting up to the Windjammer on embarkation day a mess, as it's at the top of the ship. So if you're anywhere at the surrounding areas to the Windjammer, it's a mess around embarkation day. So moving a deck below is great because the pool deck won't be as congested, people getting in and out of the elevators over there. So very good move from Royal Caribbean, and I'm looking forward to seeing this venue called The View. A very nice new bar concept, which I Really looking forward to seeing. And speaking of bars, of course, Giovanni's was reinvented this year. Of course, they had the Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, but also they have the wine bar, which is a brand new addition. Of course, both of those do serve food. So if you're on board a Quantum class ship, again, just know depending where you're eating, if you're going to the wine bar, you're going to have a different menu than Giovanni's itself, like the Giovanni's normal Italian Kitchen. And again, the wonder of this season is actually going to be the first ever Oasis class ship to feature this new Giovanni's Italian Kitchen and wine bar. And again, this menu at the Italian Kitchen includes freshly made staples such as hand-tossed pizza. You also have got, boards with full of meat, cheese, and all that good stuff. Veal meatballs, along with an extensive wine list, wine flights, cocktails, and a whole lot more. Again, this is actually a smash hit on board Odyssey of the Seas, Freedom of the Seas, and the food has looked so phenomenal. I really do hope Royal Caribbean rolls this out fleet-wide because it's an absolute smashing hit. The food looks absolutely stunning. The pizzas, oh my goodness, the pizzas are just, people are commenting on the Cruise Critic and this stuff that they're like, why pay for pizza when you have Sorrentos? But the pizza, my guys and girls, the pizzas are just look fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pop a photo up on the screen right now. There you go. How about that? That just looks fantastic. And then we're going to pop up a photo on the screen, too, of the Sorrento's pizza. As you can see, there's the Sorrento's pizza. It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. So, way to go, Royal Caribbean, for providing us high-quality pizza at sea. Even though you have to pay a little bit more for it, I swear it probably will be worth it 110%, especially with all the other amazing things you get when you go to the specialty restaurant. Again, when you go to a specialty restaurant like Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, the food there is basically, it's a cover charge. So you can get as much as you want, and it's only that one price, which I believe is like $35 or so, which is not bad for as much food as you want. It's very high quality food as well. I think the wine bar, though, so the way they do it on like the Odyssey, it's split up into two parts. So they have the Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, which is, again, a la carte. It's not a la carte. It's a cover charge. And then the wine bar actually is a la carte, basically pay per item. So that's very interesting to see there. But again, the menu is slightly similar to the Italian Kitchen at the wine bar, but again, it does differ with, again, certain dishes over there. So again, we're going to move from Italian food to another American staple, which is Playmaker Sports Bar and Arcade. Again, this is a fleet-wide thing, or going to be in the next few years. This is its debut on the Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas. There's also a Mariner of the Seas, Oasis of the Seas. You name the ship, it's on there. Again, it's a very new thing when they get ships get amplified. They do feature this new Playmaker Sports Bar. Of course, it does offer classic sports bar food, plus massive TVs carrying numbers of sports games. Does not matter the type of sports. Playmakers will cover it. They have tons of TVs showing almost every kind of sport. Cricket, football, you name this sport, they have it over there at Playmakers. Another Royal Caribbean staple that they have on board the Wonder of the Seas is El Loco Fresh, which, again, if you're unfamiliar, it's Royal Caribbean's grab-and-go spot for tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and basically on board the Wonder of the Seas, they have something brand new. It's basically where they'll feature other basically margaritas in like a bar. So it's like a dedicated bar at El Loco Fresh that serves, margaritas and other Mexican-inspired drinks all the way over there. So that's very cool. Again, Royal Caribbean with the Wonder of the Seas, they said, you know what? We have things that work, such as El Loco Fresh. Let's add an extra level to it, level it up, and give people a reason to book this ship compared to all the other ones. So way to go, Royal Caribbean, for basically saying, you know what? We have a concept that works flawlessly, but you know what? Let's add an extra level to it and make it even more worth it to our customers picking this ship over all the other ones. So yeah, again, way to go, Royal Caribbean. And of course, another thing, speaking of Mexican and the Caribbean vibes, the lime and coconut will also be making its way on board the Wonder of the Seas. And of course, this pool deck is at the center of the Caribbean vibes on board. And of course, that's where the band shell usually is. And the lime and coconut is another absolute smash hit. I actually had the chance to experience when it first came out on board Royal Caribbean's Navigator this season. And again, the lime and coconut really does make the pool deck from it's okay to next level stuff. So the way to go, Royal Caribbean, with the lime and coconut. Absolute flawless design over there. And again, some of the other venues located on board the Wonder of the Seas will include Wonderland, which I know not that many people actually like, because it's very interesting food. It's a very distinct taste, and it's not a big fan with everyone, but it's a cool restaurant nonetheless. There'll also be the Izumi's, the Chops Grill, 150 Central Park, Johnny Rockets, Starbucks, and of course the Sugar Beach, which is basically their candy and ice cream shop down at the boardwalk. So very, very cool. And again, guys, if you aren't familiar, Wonder of the Seas is scheduled to debut in March of 2022, sailing out of Fort Lauderdale from March to April, and then Barcelona and Rome to April to October, and then up here, up at Port Canaveral for year-round cruises, beginning all the way over there in November. So here's the deal. Wonder's going to be here year-round, home-ported, so you know what? It's up here in Port Canaveral, so one of these days I definitely got to go ahead over there to the port and check it out myself and give you the honest review. Is Wonder of the Seas worth the hype? Is it really a wonder of the world? How about that? Okay, there you go. That was your worst joke of the show right here. So, you know, Wonder of the Seas is a brand new ship, and it's debuting in 2022. And speaking of that, this year, in 2022, another cruise line this week has announced that they're bringing 12 new ships to the world, and that is none other than American Cruise Line. Our good buddy, fellow moderator of the channel, Nathan from Best of Boat World's favorite cruise line, American Cruise Line, again announced today that their Project Blue, and again, if you aren't familiar, Project Blue is basically a quote-unquote revolutionary new class of ships for the coastal market. Again, this class of ships is made specifically for domestic coastal cruises, and is basically designed for small town and close to home adventures. And again, this is just very, very interesting of a design of ships. On a quote from the CEO of American Cruise Line, Charles, he basically says Project Blue started as a design challenge to create a boat small enough for New England harbors and stable enough for the inside passage at Alaska, with a draft shallow enough for the Atlantic intercoastal waterways. And also, he said this boat can run almost anywhere, and because there are 12 of them, these will be deployed all over the United States. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. Hopefully, this means we can see some of these ships venture a little bit further down south. Again, the furthest American Cruise Line does sail from is Jacksonville, which is a very long hike for the folks over here at Port Canaveral like myself. So yeah, again, the first two new ships are under construction and are scheduled for delivery in early 2023. And again, each of these boats in the new fleet will accommodate 109 guests and 50 crew members, and will be 240 feet long, 56 feet wide, and feature a hybrid catamaran design that enables both shallow draft access along with stable standings along lake, rivers, bays, and American coastline. Their go-to anywhere combines basically an adventure of an expedition cruise with the luxury of fine river cruises. And again, something very interesting is, again, the decor on board is kind of very similar to their modern riverboat series. Again, a big fan of this class. It looks absolutely stunning in the terms of decor choices. They're moving away from the little bit of the dated decor, like what they have on their older ships, like their American Independence and stuff. Very dated ships. They're moving to a lot more of the modern stuff. So I'm very happy for American Cruise Line. And 12 ships is absolutely a lot to be pumping out there. So I can't wait to see where these ships will be deployed. Again, my guess is the 3 and 4th ship will, again, they're building 1 and 2, which again, the 1 and 2 ships will be called American Eagle and American Glory, to basically pay homage to their first 2 ships, again, the American Eagle and American Glory. I predict that the 3rd and 4th ships will be based in Alaska and the West Coast. So that's where my money is on. For these the 3 and 4th ship to be home ported at. Again, there's 12 of them, so there's probably going to be enough to go around on both coasts. So again, y'all, that is what I predict with this brand new class of ship. And again, this is absolutely a stunning new design. And again, this ship features 56 staterooms, and those range from basically standard balconies to basically suites and solo cabins. So if you're a solo cruiser, fantastic option. The only bad part I heard is that the solo cabins are only 3 on board, so you have to go ahead and pick them up quickly or else they'll be gone within moments. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to go ahead and sail over to Norwegian Cruise Line, and to put it this way, Norwegian Cruise Line has been sailing through some extremely rough and choppy waters, as this past month has been very tough for the cruise line, as they had to cancel a lot of ships mid-voyage due to COVID cases with the crew members on board. Plus, they also had to reduce their free at sea program this week. That is right. They're removing some of their free at sea perks on the ships that are still sailing due to budgetary constraints, because as of right now, things are not looking so good for Norwegian Cruise Line. Again, we're staying on top of this story here. If you guys are already subscribed to my second channel, The Cruise Junkie, that's where we cover the cruise news more in depthly than on this show right here. Again, this show is just meant to get you a quick recap of all the stories here in the industry. So if you guys are already not subscribed to The Cruise Junkie, there will be a link pinned down in the description below. So go ahead and check out The Cruise Junkie, as we do all different types of videos on there, and different types of videos that you will not see posted here on this channel. Alright folks, looks like I did sail past one story with the Wonder of the Seas with the new restaurant. We have to get to that story right now. So again, if you guys aren't familiar, this week Royal Caribbean did release a new restaurant on board the Wonder of the Seas. It's called the Mason Jar. It is a Southern themed restaurant. And of course also includes a bar. So the Mason Jar invites guests to share a meal, drink memories, and basically in a warm, casual settings. So again, this restaurant will feature Southern staples with new twists on the classic menu. So yeah, again, this restaurant looks absolutely phenomenal. Some of the things you can go ahead and look at when you go to this restaurant: you can expect fresh buttery biscuits along with cornbread. You can also feature Johnny cakes topped with barbecue, along with a sweet tooth cinnamon roll for breakfast. And also at supper time, guests can feature fried green tomatoes, southern fried chicken, crab dips, shrimp and grits. Desserts also at this restaurant do include traditional pies to spiked floats and shakes. I guess this basically the topping of what Royal Caribbean has said. They still said there's going to be so much stuff in this restaurant, and it does look absolutely phenomenal. The thing I don't get about this is it has a lot of barbecue offerings at this restaurant, and I'm just surprised with Royal Caribbean they did not put portside barbecue on the Wonder, because they put it on the Oasis. They're supposed to do it on the Allure, and that's, as of right now, the only ships are going to be getting this portside barbecue. So I'm surprised they did not put this on the Wonder. But again, that's my little interesting tidbit I found as well. Alrighty guys, so we're going to sail over to our last story of the show. Crystal Cruise Line basically had to return all of their crew home this week, as the cruise line had to suspend all sailings through April 2022. Now, you're suspending sailings through April 22, you think there's a new variant. However, it is not the case. Again, if you guys are familiar, Genting filed for bankruptcy this week, and Crystal is owned by Genting, so they unfortunately had to suspend operations until April of 2022. And again, all crew will basically be sent back home, and the vessels will be placed in layup. Again, this is very, very major news. This is the first North American line that are on the brink of practically bankruptcy. Now, here's the deal. Personally, I don't think this line will actually go bye-bye forever. It's too valuable of a line to go bye-bye forever. What I predict will happen is that a company like maybe Royal Caribbean or something like that will go ahead and purchase the cruise line and take it under their wraps. And again, Crystal is a very profitable line, so this cruise line it's too good to basically go away. I know a lot of other smaller cruise lines were able to go away, but this cruise line, it has too much cash, and the clientele is too important for it to go bye-bye for good. Again, I do predict that there will be a buyer, and if the buyer is not a cruise line, it could be a private equity firm. Same thing that happened to Azamara last year. Of course, if you guys are familiar, Azamara was sold to a private equity firm. Here's the deal. The private equity firm with Azamara, they took it in and they made it even bigger and better than it was with Royal Caribbean. Of course, they brought a brand new ship and all this jazz. So, again, I do not predict Crystal Cruise Line will be going bye-bye forever. I think it could go to other owners, but again, it would be very shocked if Crystal Cruise Line says goodbye forever. So yeah, again, that is pretty shocking to see that the Genting Group had filed for bankruptcy. As of course, if you guys aren't familiar, Genting is building one of the world's biggest cruise ships all the way over there in Germany. And again, it will be interesting to see if that cruise ship does get finished. That's again with Dream Cruises. So interesting time in the industry right now, and it's the perfect time for us analysts to follow the industry, but it's a very nervous time for the folks who are actually in there making those day-to-day operation decisions, as you have a lot of pressure on their backs. Speaking of that, again, today's show is a little bit reduced in time's sake just to this week. It's been so busy with everything going on. Just in terms of work and getting these shows out for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for being here for the show. Thank you to our moderators. There's no more folks in the chat again. I know we do not have time to mention the chat today just because we're keeping up with such a tight pace as the scheduling for the show has been very, very tough. But I appreciate all of you guys joining us. Again, we'll be back next week with a little bit longer show, but I do appreciate all of you joining us anyways. Again, my name is Tyler. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That's at The Cruise Show. You can go ahead and follow me on all the social media platforms as at The Cruise Junkie. Again, we do these shows on this channel every single Friday, and we do ship spotting videos also posted every single Friday. So you want to go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and also check out our second channel, The Cruise Junkie, as we do cruise news videos every single week. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy, everyone.
Thursday slow, but steady by Friday night.